Hearing this, they did as the old alpha said. The first jumped and dug underground, and then both charged toward the witch, maintaining the distance as instructed. The witch couldn't kill both. Their gamble worked. She chose one and ripped the head off the doll, instantly killing the alpha clone. But the old alpha was already above her, ready to deliver a finishing blow. The old alpha's claws tore through her veil with a ferocious swipe, and a gush of blood sprayed across his hand. Her eyeball was impaled on his claw, trailing a string of optic nerve and sinew. The veil fell to the floor, revealing her face for the first time. Brown hair framed her features, red lips twisted in a grimace of pain, and a trail of blood ran from her injured eye across her cheek. She lay sprawled on the ground, the shock of the wound evident. The old alpha, fixated on the eye stuck to his claw, realized this was his chance to learn everything about her and the mysterious man. Driven by a savage instinct, he consumed the eye. As the vitreous humor slid down his throat, a torrent of overwhelming information flooded his mind. He saw how she crafted the lethal dolls, the mechanisms behind the loss of his arm, and the decapitation of his clone. The truth was devastating and enlightening, reshaping everything he had believed. Lost in these revelations, he momentarily forgot the battle. Meanwhile, the witch staggered to her feet, an unknown insignia clutched tightly in her hand. She wiped the blood from her injured eye and let it drip onto the insignia, and cast it to the ground. The blood spread outwards, seeping into the ground, and with a rumbling growl, a massive hand made of earth erupted from the soil. A colossal earth golem, towering and formidable, emerged. It had one blue eye floating above its stone jaw, and its immense size dwarfed the alpha. The witch, now protected by a barrier of earth, watched as the golem lifted its enormous arms and brought them crashing down on the old alpha. The ground beneath him shattered, and he fell to his knees, straining to hold off the crushing force. The sheer power of the attack sent shockwaves through his body, leaving him battered and exhausted. As the old alpha struggled to recover from the impact, the golem wound up for another blow. With a mighty swing, it launched a sucker punch that sent the alpha hurtling through the air. He tumbled lifelessly like a ragdoll, unconscious and defenseless. As he began to plummet back to the ground, the golem was poised for a final devastating strike. The golem's massive hands clapped together with a force so intense that the sound waves distorted, creating a deafening boom. The alpha was crushed between the gigantic fists, the impact so powerful that his ribs splintered and protruded grotesquely through his chest, crushing his internal organs. As his broken body slammed into the earth, his life hanging by a thread, suddenly, from the depths of his chest cavity, a hand burst forth, clutching his heart. Blood cascaded down in a crimson waterfall, pooling around the ruin of his body.